Welcome, I'm TW. Nothing dies. Death does not exist. Things only change their form and return to their natural state. A leaf falls from a tree to the ground. It rot and become soil again. A man or an animal fall in the field. It rot and become soil again. A fruit fall off a tree. The same process at play here. Everything at some point become soil again. Everything that you see return to its natural state at some point. And what we call dying is just another stage in the process of change. Anything that is physical is always changing. Some things might take hours, some weeks, some years, some thousands of years, millions of years, but eventually all things that are physical return to its natural state. This process has no respect, none at all whatsoever, for human being. We change just like everything else that's physical, from old to young, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Change is happening right around us, always right across the globe. And me and you, we are no exception to Mother Nature rules. It affects everything. Nothing, as I say, is exempt from this process. So let's look at the process that we call death. The breath leaves the body. The body does not move anymore. And just like a grass or a leaf or any other animal in the field that this happened to, then they decay and become that soil. Some parts might take a little bit longer than others, but the process of Mother Nature take place. It decay and turn back into soil again. That soil can be used again to produce nourishment, to produce fruits, vegetable, and people partake of that, and it become flesh again. It become nourishment once more for those that still exist. The breath go its way, the spirit goes its way, and everything return back to its natural space, its natural state. They separate. That means what we call death is just really change. One thing changing into another, becoming something else. The flesh, the body becoming something else than what it used to be. It doesn't move around anymore. It dissolves and becoming something else. And the same thing with the breath that you used to take, and the spiritual part of it dissolve right back into the spiritual part of its natural state. And if you should delve deep within yourself, you will realize something when you get to the point of knowing exactly what you are and who you are, you will realize this, that you are not the flesh. You're separate from the flesh in that space. You will realize that you're a spiritual being and the flesh itself is a different entity from you as a spiritual being. When you dig deep into it, you will realize that this is taking place within you. And when I say separate, let me give you an example what I mean. That you're a spiritual being and you're separate. You're a different entity from the flesh. If you ever get carried away in your thoughts and drift away, far away, thinking about things in the future or going back to a past event, and you get lost, you will realize you don't feel the body anymore in that situation. It's when you come back to yourself, you realize, oh, and probably you won't even realize that because you have that experience, but you don't even realize you're having that experience if you're not aware, where you get carried away in your thought and drift away thinking about different things, and you do not feel the body at certain point, and you're looking in certain direction, but you're not seeing what's in front of you because your focus is within you. If you ever have that experience, that's close to meditation. You can do this in a normal way. You can do this in a conscious way, and in awareness, you can move with your thought to different places, move with your imagination to different places. You can exit the body in consciousness. I say this to get to this point, is that even in the spiritual realm of things, things are always changing. Things does not remain the same because the thoughts are always seeking to find new information each time they come in and they have access to you. They try to gather more information by using you to do that. So remember, nothing really dies. Things change from one thing to another. And that's Mother Nature doing its job. And at some point, you and me, we all gotta change from this physical body into something else. But it would be good if you could experience living without that body for a few minutes. When you get lost in thought and get carried away and you're thinking about things in the future or past event, and it's like you're not conscious of the environment that you're in, but you're fully aware of the space that you're thinking in. You're seeing the objects, whether it's people or whatever it is. That's you on a spiritual level. Forgetting the body, exiting the body, and moving beyond the body. When you get back to your normal senses, then you probably don't realize you're having a outer body experience at that moment. It's short, but that's what it is. You getting lost in thought, getting carried away in your thought, far away. Sometimes you're looking in front, but you're not seeing anything in front of you because your focus is turned within, looking at the ideas or pulling up memories from the past. That's you getting lost right there, looking at things not conscious or aware of the environment that you're in. And sometimes this can happen in a public space where you're looking ahead at somebody and they might think you're looking at them, but you're not really looking at them because you're lost in thought. You're not there as a spiritual being. You're somewhere else, wherever that place is you're thinking about at that moment. And when you get back to reality within you, what we call reality, then you realize, oh, I'm staring at this person and they think I'm looking at them. And so right there, you're realizing that you're separate from the body if you examine this closely. Because at that point, you're not feeling any of the sensor in the body. You're not connected to the body. It's as if you went on a journey and back to the body in that sense. And this you can do in full awareness, in consciousness. If you practice, you can achieve this kind of outcome if you want to. So a experience like that lets you realize that you're separate from the body. You're not the body. It's a totally different thing. Because when you're having experience like that, you're not within the body. You're outside of the body, traveling far away and then coming back. You're taking a flight like a falcon far away and then returning back into the body just for a short period. But look at that experience. Look at it. If you should have that experience again, look at it in detail and look at what happened to you. I say that to say this, that when you move on, then the flesh return to its natural state, which is the earth, the soil, and the spiritual part return to its natural state, which is the spiritual part of things that's in control of the physical part of things. And if you have that experience, or if you can go deep into meditation and gain that experience, then you will realize and confirm what I'm saying for yourself at some point in your life on this journey. Remember, everything is changing around you. A recycling process we call death, but it's just things changing from one form to another, from a physical to a non-physical sometime, and the flesh change back into physical stuff, and the spiritual change into spiritual stuff. And this been happening for millions and millions of years. Remember, if you want to bring some clarity and some awareness into your creative space, 10 to 12 deep breath can get you started. Thanks for dropping by. Peace be with you always. Blessing always. Peace out.